How's it going, everyone? Thanks so much for tuning in to the third episode of Basic Gauntlet, where we talk about gauntlets, their basic abilities, letting the new players see just exactly what they are, how to kind of use them, and what to expect when they run them. That's the goal of this, and if you like that, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. Really means a lot to me. So without further ado, let's kick back, relax, and we'll get into it. Today's gauntlet is Toxicologist. They say that it is a damage over time and stealth gauntlet, which I couldn't agree with more. Your spell is spraying multiple toxic streams in front of you, kind of like a shotgun blast. We'll see it in game. And Tox Cloud is the sorcery. Toss a Tox Glob that expands into an armor damaging cloud. It is a little frightening, but again, we'll see it in game. As per usual, you have 4 skills that you're going to gain throughout the game. The first one being Viscosity. Toxic Spray leaves sticky toxic puddles, and you will see that much more clearly in game. 2. Vanishing Mist. You're immune to your own Tox Clouds, and when you enter your Tox Cloud, you gain a dash and invisible for 3 seconds, almost like a Shadow Step rune. 3. Outbreak. While invisible, so while you are invisible, you gain 75% Toxic Spray damage. You can see that damage start kind of adding up. And then with Spreading Sickness, your 4th and capstone ability of the Tox Gauntlet is Toxic Cloud, your sorcery. Get 2 extra clouds with it. Not charges, just 2 extra clouds with it. So we will, again, representing that in game. So, with all that said and kind of getting the overview, let's hop into a game. As we normally do, we show off the spell. So here it is. You can see it's easier to see when I toss it real up high like this. You get much more of a spray, a shotgun blast is what I most think it looks like. So again, you start leaving, and then your sorcery, here's the targeting. It's your Tox Cloud. You don't want to cast it right on you, but I just wanted to give you a close look of what it does and what it is. I'm going to try and not hit myself with it, but this is the targeting, and that's what it looks like. As you can see, it kind of explodes. And it does, kind of a whimsical little move like that, and then it disappears relatively quickly. Let's take a look at the damage as well as the first ability, Viscosity. So they say it's a damage over time, which I agree so much. So if you're standing in a Tox puddle, you're going to take a lot of damage over time. So first, the base damage, just hitting them. Let me get kind of further away because we're going to do something up close. So 22 damage, the further away it goes, you go a little bit lower, 14. I didn't even see that one. I missed that one. 14. See, it seems like 14 is kind of the lowest you can get, but this entire time they've been taking damage over time of 6 damage per tick, which is ridiculous. So you don't want to be standing in a Tox puddle. And the first ability says that the Tox puddle is sticky. So let me demonstrate that now. So even though I am a Tox Gauntlet user, I get stuck and I can't run. I take a lot of damage. The best way to get out of a Tox puddle while you're stuck in it is to jump out of it, or to not completely get in the first. So as we saw, when we're far away, the damage is around 14, but the closer we get, the more of those beads, the more of those Tox shots hit, meaning the damage goes up. So we got 14 to 22 to 30, and that's the highest we can go with the Common Gauntlet. 30 damage if you're up close. Obviously, this person would be moving and you would have to target and hopefully not land in your own Tox puddles. But 30 damage right off the bat is not bad at all. So you might be wondering, does the damage over time change as you level up your gauntlets? Well, sorry to say, no, but the base damage that you hit does. So I just did a 34. Up close, I'm doing 46 damage with an up close Tox shot. And further away, 22. 11. 22 again. It does some serious damage, and this is without any other skills other than Viscosity. Your second skill is Vanishing Mist, which lets you go into your cloud, which you're now immune to, kind of like Pyromancer, and you then dash out of it and you gain invisibility. So it works a lot like a Shadow Step rune. So without that ability, I go in, I just take damage. I take a lot of damage. So then what does it look like with your new ability? Well, you dash out, you go invisible, and you can enter it as many times as you like as long as it's still there. Obviously, it has a limit. So as we move further into the progression of these gauntlets, you're going to notice that there are more tricks you can get away with doing. So first, I just want to show you the trampoline. Trampoline is where you take your Tox Cloud, and before you enter in it, you look up. Or before you enter it, just jump and look. You'll notice it goes the direction that you look. Your next ability is Outbreak, which changes the damage you deal while you're invisible. I have an invisibility rune for ease of convenience, however you can do this with any form that gives you invisibility, so like a Shadow Step rune, or your last Vanishing Mist ability. First, I'll show you what it is while I'm invisible before I get the skill. 46, which we found out to be the base damage of a legendary gauntlet this close up. And now we'll see what it's like when you are invisible. So we go invisible, and we look, and we shoot, and look at that damage, 80. 80 points of damage, plus the damage over time. It's ridiculous. Your last skill and capstone of the Tox Gauntlet is called Spreading Sickness. So instead of only having one Tox Cloud, you get 3 Tox Clouds. You gain 2 Tox Clouds, and it all interacts with one another. What do I mean by that? Well, let's see. I can travel through all of them individually, activating my Vanishing Mist ability, giving me more dashes, and resetting my invisibility timer. As you can see, this damage is high damage, high area denial, high AoE damage. You don't need a whole lot of accuracy since you have such a wide spread. It's in a cone-shaped damage. And you have excellent just overall maneuverability with your Tox Clouds, with the runes you set up, like Shadow Step, or even just regular invisibility, or Dash Rune. It can really help you close the gap between your enemies. It can help you close the gap between each of your Tox Clouds, and resetting your invisibility while doing increased damage the entire time you're invisible. So I highly recommend this. It's going to kind of probably get nerfed here in the future, so try it out now. Get those high damage numbers and play the game a little bit on easy mode. But I wanted to show you the Stone Shaper and Pyromancer first before we get on, or before this gets nerfed, because it most likely will in the future. So I wanted you all to have a backup plan. But that is all I have for you. I hope you enjoy. If you did, go ahead and like. It really helps me in the YouTube algorithm. Kind of gives me a little boost. And at the end of the day, I just want to reach as far as, you know, new players as I can, and try to promote this game as much as I possibly could. So if you don't mind, like, comment, and if you really like this stuff, go ahead and subscribe. It really means a lot to me, and I love it. But until next time, I hope you all have a wonderful day, and as always, peace.